Meghan Markle and Prince Harry are facing the grim prospect of a royal revolution that experts believe will see them stripped of their titles. The floodgates have been opened, and the feeling is that if preposterous Prince Andrew is a duke no more, why should the similarly preposterous Prince Harry be allowed to carry on calling himself the Duke of Sussex? And if old Ginger Nuts does lose his exalted dukedom, a certain Duchess of Sussex will instantly be demoted down to plain little Mrs. Meghan Markle of Montecito. One senses that the former game show hostess won't like that one bit. All that hard graft she put in climbing to the top of the ladder, only to fall straight back to the bottom again for a dedicated social mountaineer like Meg. The ultimate nightmare. But William has got the difficult Duchess in his sights, and she might be well advised to mentally prepare for the worst. Ditto Harry, another dim royal who, like his moronic Uncle Andrew, is pathetically puffed up by his regal status. Both princes immorally exploit their royalty to make money, which is why the Prince of Wales intends to clip their venal wings. But what a week of high drama at the palace after Charles and William forced Prince Andrew to vow that he will no longer be known as the Duke of York. Amid the extraordinary fallout from his shocking lies about his continued close friendship with convicted paedophile billionaire Jeffrey Epstein, the King's disgraced brother also renounced his other titles, the Earl of Inverness and Baron Kililea. His situation has been made even worse by the release of Virginia Griffith's posthumous autobiography, Nobody's Girl, in which the ex-Epstein slave girl chronicles explicit details of how Andrew sexually abused her on 3 different continents. The former Duke denies her harrowing story, but after this proven liar paid her £12 million not to take him to court, who in the whole world believes him? Not me, that's for damn sure. Now, Charles's cherished hope that Andrew falling on his sword would signal the end of the sordid affair is already looking somewhat forlorn. More than 80% of fuming British citizens want their parliamentary representatives to pass a law to officially reduce the notoriously haughty Andrew to a mere commoner. The people are even demanding that he must drop his use of Prince and from now on be nothing more than Mr. Andrew Windsor. Although his sins are not quite in awful Andrew's nefarious league, the question now is, does a similar ignominious fate await Harry and, by extension, his American wife? A soft-hearted guy who hates confrontation, King Charles may allow Harry and Meghan to continue their clear financial abuse of their royal connection. William, not so much. It is known that the Prince of Wales supports further hardline punishment of Prince Andrew and would privately give his seal of approval to an Act of Parliament to publicly humiliate his revolting uncle. Meanwhile, Wills won't forgive Harry and Meghan for the way they treated his wife Kate, who was reduced to tears in the run-up to the gruesome twosome's Windsor wedding in 2018. Palace insiders are in no doubt that when he ascends to the throne, one of William's first moves will be to act decisively by axing Harry and Meghan's beloved titles. Revenge, as they say, is a dish best served cold. In other news, only recently seen with a hand up a dead chicken's backside, what exactly was Meghan doing as the VIP guest of honour at a special vegan banquet in Los Angeles? Despite that other sickening scene in her dreadful Netflix cooking dirge with Love Meghan, when she stood watching while chef Jose Andres stabbed a knife into the back of a live lobster's head, the caring, sharing Duchess took pride of place at a female-only Meat is Murder dinner event hosted by British entrepreneur Emma Grede, who gushingly, excruciatingly hailed her self-satisfied friends as the most incredible group of women Yeah, right. Truly amazing. Somehow, disappointingly, the back-slapping veggie feast was washed down with Meghan's as-ever plonk Van Very Ordinaire Rosé and her ladyship's hugely exciting new range of Sauvignon Blanc. Remember as ever? That weird online store attempting to flog mundane domestic products at astronomical prices? No, me neither. But after the Duchess and her privileged pals all congratulated each other on their own wonderfulness, thank God for a devastating dose of British cynicism, renowned restaurant critic William Sitwell found the whole vegan spectacular hard to swallow. In his column in the UK's Telegraph newspaper, Seething Sitwell wrote, I think I may have witnessed the ghastliest, most grotesque, most vulgar, most shallow, most revolting, most tasteless, most vacuous, and most vainglorious dinner party in history. In short, the worst. Because splashed all over Instagram and the like was endless posing before, during, and after the party, in a circle of self-congratulatory, vain adoration. It was all about telling the world that they were there and you were not. Say what you think, William. Don't sit on the fence. But I think that's a brilliant description of what that dinner party really was.
Yes, I mean, absolutely. That just also describes Meghan perfectly.
It sort of does, doesn't it?
It genuinely does. Yeah. I mean, William, yes, when William's in charge, he will absolutely strip them of their titles. But I think the issue is he's not at the moment, and that's why Harry keeps trying to go in with the king on his last days. As I mean, even Harry said himself, my dad, I might have 1 year left to be with my dad, which was, again, a very sort of horrible thing to say and an indictment on the king's health.
He didn't care about Prince Philip, did he?
Well, no.
Before he died.
No, he didn't. But I think he's really trying to get back in with the fold while he feels he can, because with William, it's a goner. He's not going to get back in.
William is a sort of has got a steely edge to him that the king, his dad, does not have. Also, the king is very into the image of the royal family, and with the Prince Andrew issue, make no mistake, His Majesty is trying to sweep this under the carpet. He's trying to sort of say, oh, well, he won't call himself the Duke of York anymore. Don't worry about it. He won't call himself the Earl of Inverness. Well, that's not good enough. We want that Act of Parliament to officially strip him of those titles. We don't want to call him Prince anymore. We want to call him Mr. Well, not even Mr. We want to call him Lowlife Andrew Windsor. And William really despises his uncle. The only thing that Harry and William are still in agreement over is their mutual hatred of their horrible, awful Uncle Andrew. And we saw this recently, didn't we, when Andrew sidled up to Prince William at the funeral of the Duchess of Kent, and the look of disgust on William's face was a picture. It really was. Yeah. So, William will take decisive action. William will take the action that, frankly, his dad, his soft-hearted dad, doesn't have the resolve to do. I spoke to Kinsey Schofield, our royal expert over in LA. I spoke to her earlier this week on my show, The Political Asylum, about this very issue, and this is what she had to say.
Harry and Meghan are on the same trajectory. If you look at some of the associations that Harry and Meghan have, we discussed this last week, you will be judged by the company that you keep. So when Lily's godfather is named Tyler Perry, who's accused of sexual harassment and sexual assault, it will negatively affect you. It will negatively affect Lily. Whitney Hurd from Bumble, who Meghan calls one of her best friends, was one of the first guests on Confessions of a Female Founder, accused of racism, admitted to using the N-word, admitted to perpetuating homophobia around the office to keep up with some of the guys. There is a long list of people that Ellen DeGeneres accused of bullying. There is a long list of associations that have soured with the public when it comes to Harry and Meghan.
Well, you know, he's been pretty terrible, but not quite as bad as Prince Andrew. But Kinsey wasn't having any of that. She goes, yeah, he was, just as bad, just as bad. Sorry, Kinsey, that's a very bad impression of you. But
Kinsey makes a really good point, though. I mean, even think of Tyler Perry, who's the kid's godfather, who's been embroiled in a sexual assault scandal, allegedly. They do tend to associate with really craven people, and I think it is kind of similar to the Prince Andrew story because... or maybe just Andrew at this point, all things considered, because he needed the money. And Meghan and Harry will be having the same issues.
And they need the friends. No one will be their mates anymore.
But we can see that Meghan, when it comes to titles, has absolutely no regard. I mean, she's used the titles time and time again.
They were meant to get rid of them.
I mean, remember when she sent that disgusting letterhead to Jamie Kern-Lima, her podcast foe, with the HRH?
I thought they were meant to be getting rid of that.
Yeah, but they've abused her. That was the Queen.
Yes.
If you like, that was her late, great Majesty's dying wish. Look, you can call yourself the Duke and Duchess of Sussex if you like, but no more HRH. But they've abused that. And as I said in my monologue, I mean, I do think Harry's been abysmal and he doesn't deserve those titles anymore, nor does Meghan. But they're not. His sins are not quite in the same league as Andrew's. I mean, Andrew's basically he's committed crimes, frankly.
Yeah.
And if you don't like that, Andrew, sue me.
Allegedly.
Good luck. Yeah, allegedly. No one, but he's a proven liar, Andrew. So I don't care what he says.
But he hasn't attacked the royal family directly like Harry did he?
But he's
done the worst thing.
Yeah, but he has undermined the royal family to a profound degree. He has brought their name into shame and disrepute. Now, there's so what we've established, folks. No doubt. The worst human being in the world is Prince Andrew. The second worst is his former appalling wife, Fergie, Duchess of Fergie or whatever her name is. She calls herself, well, she can't call herself the Duchess of York anymore either. So Kinsey and I again discussed the fact that Meghan, you know, Harry's wife, seems to be making the same mistakes as Fergie.
You know, when you talk about Fergie, Meghan Markle, everything Meghan Markle has done echoes Sarah Ferguson. Children's books. Sarah Ferguson writes children's books. There's Meghan Markle's The Bench. Oprah Winfrey. Fergie did several sit-downs with Oprah Winfrey, as well as doing a Oprah Winfrey produced reality show. Now Harry and Meghan turned to Netflix for their reality show, but Fergie also did a reality show. Cooking in the kitchen, trying to go that lifestyle route. Fergie did that as well. We saw her on QVC selling blenders at 3 a.m. That's something that we've seen similar with Meghan Markle trying to shill her as ever products across Netflix.
There's me politely listening to Kinsey there, checking my phone, going through this.
Yeah, you're going through the Epstein files there.
Yeah. In my defence, I was looking something up that was relevant to our conversation. I can't remember what it was, but I wasn't actually ignoring her. I promise you that. I never ignore Kinsey. That's why we're playing it, because no one... It's a kind of ironic, you know, there's this wonderful American woman lives on the West Coast. She knows more about the British royal family than the rest of us put together. That's why we're playing her. And as I said in my monologue, this is coming. This is coming down the track. When William becomes the king, he will swiftly take away the dukedom, the Duke of Sussex and the Duchess of Sussex titles from the gruesome twosome. He will take it away. He doesn't forgive. He will not forgive the way they treated Kate on the run-up to the wedding, their wedding, making her cry over the bridesmaids' dresses. And so, and of course, all that Harry and Meghan have said since they went to America, calling the royal family racist. Yeah. Forcing, if you remember, extraordinary moment when Prince William was asked by the press and the crowd, are you royal family, are you racists? And he had to turn around at the crowd and say, no, we're not racists. Yeah. Now, that, if you think about it, is a terrible thing for a member of our royal family to have to do. And why did he have to do it? Because of the mud that was being slung by the gruesome twosome, calling them racist, calling all of us in Britain racist. You know, to hell with them.
Never explain was the Queen's motto, and William had to explain there, didn't he?
Never complain, never explain.
Do you see Meghan being embroiled in some sort of fake shake scandal, though? Because I do. I mean, when I say the fake shake, if you know, you know. I mean, Fergie basically...
Well, the fake shake, of course, went to jail, but he did expose a lot of people, and he exposed, shall we say, the Duchess of, or the former Duchess of York's rather venal side. She tried to sell the royal family down the river for £500,000.
Meghan would do that.
Maybe a real shake like King Charles had, that suitcase full of cash, didn't he?
Shake down. Anyway, I spoke again to Kinsey about the prospect of William removing Harry and Meghan's titles. Check it out.
You know, they're also saying that Prince William will strip Meghan and Harry and their children of dukedoms, their HRH, and that he was unhappy that Meghan continued to use her HRH despite being ordered not to do so by the late Queen Elizabeth. We saw that on that gift basket for Jamie Kern-Lima. So I think that this story has almost propelled Prince William into an admirable leadership role. Not to say he wasn't already in one, but I think we're looking at him seeing, you know, that he's courageous, he's brave, and he's willing to do some things that perhaps his father just isn't.
Now, you remember, so she's so, old Meghan, you know, she's so into her title. She absolutely loves it, you know. Harry's big on it as well. It's all he's got. As I said in my monologue, what's interesting is, you know, the two dim oafs, the thickest members of our royal family. By the way, most of them are not renowned for their intellectual prowess.
Too much inbreeding.
Yeah, they're not particularly known for their cleverness. But they're decent people, I think, mostly. But the two dumbos, the real dumb ones, Harry and Andrew, are the ones who are most puffed up by their royal status and their titles. So when or if Harry and Meghan get their title taken away by William, it won't go down well. But, of course, Meghan just loves it. And you remember on... was it With Love Meghan, wasn't it? When she suddenly said, "No, I'm not Meghan Markle anymore. It's Sussex now." Have a look at this.
I don't think anyone in the world knows that Meghan Markle has eaten Jack in the Box and loves it.
It's so funny, too, that you keep saying Meghan Markle. You know I'm Sussex now.
That's Mindy Kaling. Yeah, you take me, you know, I'm Sussex now. No, you're not. You're Meghan Markle. By the way, Meghan Markle's a really horrible name, isn't it?
Well, it's actually Rachel. It's Rachel.
Is that her real name?
Well,
Rachel,
her real name is Rachel.
Markle? I prefer Rachel to Meghan.
Wow.
Meghan Markle is... It sounds like the sort of name that
superhero
a wicked aunt would have in a pantomime, doesn't it?
Sounds like a fungus.
Wicked Meghan Markle. Right, and of course, there she is insisting. I mean, it's so funny you said, I'm Sussex now. And here she is again with the same message. Welcome to my beautiful home. What do you mean it's not my fucking home? Every morning I pick beautiful flowers from my beautiful garden and I feed them to my beautiful children. So what if you haven't got a fucking garden? I haven't really got any children. I hate fucking bees. Get me out of this bee suit now. I've always loved taking something pretty ordinary and elevating it. You know, like my husband. It's so funny that people keep calling me Meghan Markle because it's Meghan Sussex now. It's Meghan fucking Sussex. Meghan fucking Sussex. Meghan fucking Sussex.
Beautiful woman.
She was good actually in that show. I liked her there. I liked her there.
Yeah.
Look.
Yeah,
it didn't stick, did it? I mean, the Sussex.
Nobody calls her Sussex. That's the
Didn't
funny
work.
thing.
Yeah.
That, of course, was me there. And,
Really?
Yeah. And, you know...
You're great as a woman.
every time I see it, I'm kind of really weirdly attracted
You're
to
much
myself.
better as a woman, yeah.
I mean, I'm attracted to myself anyway, but
Yeah.
when I'm dressed as Meghan, God, blimey.
God, you could write something.
Would I?
Psychologist, please
What does that
analyse
even
this.
mean? Let's go to a bad ad.
When you have nausea,
Heartburn,
indigestion,
upset stomach.
diarrhea.
At the first sign of discomfort, Pepto-Bismol coats and soothes your stomach.
When you have nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
Pepto-Bismol.
Diarrhea! I mean, come on. Come on. Let's go to...
One.
Yeah, this week's big moment, by far and away the most important story on the face of the planet all week was, of course, Donald Trump's White House ballroom. He is, he's knocked some of the White House down, and he's got investment. He's not charging the American taxpayer for this, but he's going to build he's in the process of having a ballroom, I think for 200 people, built. And of course, you know what Donald's like. It's not just a ballroom; it's the greatest ballroom the world has ever seen. Take it away, Donald.
That I brought these along so people could see, but it's there's a relative. Nobody's actually seen anything quite like it. I think it'll be one of the great ballrooms anywhere in the world. It's about $300 million. It's set to do many, many things, including meetings of foreign leaders, including the honoring of foreign leaders. You can see this. This is a plan. If it's got tables so that you honor a foreign leader.
It's a ball. It's got tables.
It's got tables.
Tables.
Wow.
It's the greatest ballroom the world has ever seen. Nobody's ever seen a ballroom like this. I mean, you got to love Donald, haven't you?
I love Donald.
And I haven't been to the White House. I'll be there in the course of time. I'll probably be called up for some kind of role in the American government going forward. But seriously, apparently it's like a kind of rabbit warren. It's surprisingly small. The offices are all over the place. Tiny little offices. So it's surprisingly small. And the West Wing, of course, is the place where the public never go.
Yeah.
And it doesn't really have particularly good entertainment facilities, hence the greatest ballroom the world has ever seen. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. But I love his ability to talk up anything. If he had a box of matches in front of him, look at these matches, it's the most remarkable. People say they're the greatest matches ever.
Swan Vestas.
Yeah, Swan Vestas.
Yeah,
They're
the best
fantastic.
matches.
No, I mean, he talks up everything, doesn't he?
Yeah, but I love it. And everyone's kicking off being like, Trump's demolishing part of the White House, blah, blah. I saw there are plans potentially for an Arc de Trump as well. I don't know if anyone's been to Paris, there's the Arc de Triomphe. He wants an Arc de Trump. But a lot of these, that is verified, Kev. You're looking very sus.
I was just thinking, Arc de Triomphe.
But he is a builder at heart. I mean, let's remember he is a builder.
What is the Arc de Triomphe?
It's the arch that you drive through when you go there. Have you seen the...
The next thing you'll be doing is telling me that there's some sort of steel tower there.
They're thinking about it.
Well, I don't know.
I know what the Arc de Triomphe is.
Well, you might, but I'm trying to... Anyway.
We're educating our audience.
We have an educated audience. They know what the Arc de Triomphe is.
Okay.
I like the idea of the Arc de Trump, though. Do you?
Yeah, I do. With his head on the top.
I love. There's some great photos of him holding a mini Arc de Trump. So, interestingly, everyone's saying, Trump the dictator. This isn't even going to be finished by the time his presidency's done. So he's actually, building it forward for the next generation.
Also, you're right. Also, this is costing $300 million. He's got private investment. He's raised the money. It's not going to cost the American taxpayer a single red cent. So this will be an amazing improvement of the White House. And if people say, you shouldn't tinker with this historic, iconic building. Well, for example, the press room now used to be a swimming pool.
Yes.
That's why
that's so true.
that actually is where you get the expression in America, the press pool.
That's why they all had wet hair in the press conferences.
Why it's press pool.
Oh my God,
so the idea that Donald Trump has turned up and is vandalising the White House, he's the first president ever to mess around with this fantastic, iconic building. It's not true. It's been done before. So I don't see anything wrong with it.
It'll be called. Why he's done it is because it will be called the President Trump Ballroom for life. That's what he's. That's what he's done.
It's his legacy. But why not?
Exactly, and he knows about building. building. He's a builder originally, isn't he? He knows, or he'll get the best quotes.
Still is a developer.
Do you know what I mean? He knows how to get the concrete and all that. He's an expert at all that, and he'll get a great deal. And there might even be a golf course, maybe a pitch and putt on the green or something.
You mean among President Trump's many other talents, as Ash just revealed, he knows how to get the concrete.
Yeah, exactly. He knows how to get
and all that.
All goes through the mob.
But yeah, you're right. He does know about it. That's why I think that's an interesting sort of window into his psyche.
Yeah.
That he's fascinated with the plans.
Yeah.
Really, you can see the other people in the Oval Office there looking a bit bored. Got the plans here, gonna have the tables.
Would you remember
everyone else going, oh, yeah. But he's fascinated because he's a developer.
Well, the American embassy here, Obama did the deal, and Trump said, that's a very bad deal. We went from Grosvenor Square to some out-of-town place. And, it was a very bad deal. And he probably is right. He knows about the price of things.
He's upset still about that, actually.
Yeah, well, I don't blame him. I mean, they had prime position. Now they're in the middle of the river.
Yeah.
It's all about optics. Trump is an absolute optics king, and I think that for the White House and for America to have this grand ballroom, which he obviously has said is for foreign...
Greatest ballroom the world has ever seen.
It's got a table in it.
This could pay off in spades because it could really... Some amazing deals could be done, some amazing banquets. I even dare say, I think he might have been inspired by the state banquet that he attended in England.
Yeah,
I think he was quite impressed by St. George's Hall.
I was just thinking just that.
Yeah, and he wants
that.
something similar.
So when people come here, if you remember, folks, not so long ago, a month or so ago, wasn't it? When President Trump came on his state visit, the royal family, Britain, if you like, is able to always entertain visiting dignitaries in this fantastic grand hall in Windsor Castle, which is a sight to see. Anybody who wants to criticise Donald Trump for wanting the White House to have something similar, I don't know where they're coming from.
Yeah, I know.
But
it doesn't help with the No Kings protest, though.
Well, there's nothing wrong with having kings.
Yes, indeed.
You should have. We've got a king.
Yeah.
Why don't you want a king?
They've got one.
Why is it in the plural anyway? They don't want Trump to be the king.
Yeah.
So why do they say no kings?
No, great question. I don't think the Liberals know much grammar these days. Yeah, the lefties have
They're very
no
bad
idea.
at grammar as well.
I remember when I was there, all these sort of civil rights campaigns, they staged the Million Man March. You're lucky if there was 100,000 there, So, these lefties are always found wanting when it comes to accuracy. Right, well, look, brings us on to the small moment, which actually technically, in terms of stories, is a bigger moment. I want to talk about the migrant crisis, because over here in Britain, all of you viewers in America and Australia, Canada and elsewhere, you've heard us talk about Britain's migrant crisis. You probably read about it. It's an ongoing sick joke that we have thousands and thousands and thousands of illegal migrants coming across the English Channel. It's only 21 miles from France to Dover, our south coast port. They come across in these rubber dinghies, these small boats, and we immediately put them in 4-star hotels and give them 50 quid a week. Free doctors, free dentists, free lawyers, free food, free,
And they can stay for life, probably.
Yeah, they get to stay for life. So our migrant crisis continues apace. Now, our government, we've got this government run by this idiot two-tier Keir Starmer, absolute buffoon. Recognised Palestine. Thanks very much for that.
Yeah, but you can keep the hostages. He didn't mind that.
We didn't care about the hostages. He would just recognise Palestine. But, that's just one of his many crimes against common sense and decency. But he came up with this scheme, right? So what we need to stop these people coming across the channel in rubber dinghies, we need to put up deterrents, things that will persuade them not to come. If you're a country and you're going, if you get here illegally, let me warn you, we're going to put you in a 4-star hotel, give you free food, give you £50 a week, free doctors, free lawyers, free dentists, free everything, for the rest of your life. That's what we're going to do if you get here. So that's not a deterrent, is it? That's an encouragement. So the nation of Britain, we're going to come up with a deterrent, something to dissuade these thousands and thousands of foreigners, illegal foreigners who keep coming across the channel. So Keir Starmer came up with this thing called the one-in, one-out scheme. That's basically where we, Britain, swap foreigners, illegal foreigners, with France. So we don't do anything numerically. We send them one back and they send us one back. Quite why that's a deterrent, nobody can quite work out. Anyway, it's quite a new scheme. Started in August, early August. So far, the tally is that we, Britain, have sent back to France 46 migrants, and they've sent us 18. Anyway, long-winded story to say that this week the ultimate joke unfolded when one of the migrants that we sent back officially, legally, on the one-in, one-out scheme to France, came back to Britain on an illegal
He was missing us.
illegal
He was
dinghy.
missing us.
Yeah, he was missing us. He came back illegally, which just completely underlines the utter madness of our asylum seeker problem. They get here, we let nearly all of them stay, we can't afford it. Now, what we're crying out for is a leader like Donald Trump, who was elected and came to power, didn't he, in January, in one fell swoop. He solved America's migrant crisis by getting tough. Getting tough in the way that Britain won't. Check it out.
Immigration, Europe has a tremendous problem, and we do too, but we've sealed our borders. We have nobody coming in, and we have hundreds of thousands of people being taken out.
Yeah, that's what to do. You see, what he showed, Samara, was resolve.
Yeah.
He said, I'm going to stop these people. There'll be no enticements, no birth for them in this nation. If they come in illegally, we're going to send them straight back. And we're going to go around the country finding other illegal migrants and kicking them out. To send the message, if you try to break into America illegally, and by the way, while President Biden, Joe Biden, Sleepy Joe, was in charge of the states, they were coming across the southern border. It is estimated at the official rate of about 4 million, but some people believe 10 million a year.
Kamala Harris was the border czar as well.
Yeah,
at the time.
Kamala, that explains it.
Yeah.
So Trump came in and said, no, we're going to stop this. He sent a load of army people down, he sent a load of cops down and just stopped them. And then sent the message, also, we're going to round you all up. We're going to send you all home. And almost overnight, Ash, the American migrant crisis was solved.
He, unusual, because he's not really a politician, and he's actually is a conviction sort of politician. He said what he was going to do, and then he did it.
Isn't he? Yeah.
But I mean, Starmer, our leader, he said what he was going to do and then just totally lied to us and did all the opposite. I mean, like normal politicians like Obama, like Tony Blair, they just say one thing and they just don't care about lying, whereas Trump actually did.
Also in your great country, Samara,
I was just going to say.
Australia, they had a big problem of migrants coming down from Indonesia.
Or an island too.
Yeah, all the way to the north of Australia, Darwin, around there, wasn't it?
Yep.
And that big problem. And was it Tony Abbott? Was it
Tony Abbott?
Tony Abbott.
2015.
The 2015, the Prime Minister of Australia then said, right, what we're going to do, every single one of these illegal migrants that get here, they all go, I'm claiming asylum because I'm persecuted. Abbott said, well, from now on, if you came here illegally on an illegal boat, that means you can't claim asylum. You can't break our laws and then insist on being able to stay.
Yep.
And they set up an island off the coast of Australia, and all these illegal migrants who arrived in Australia expecting to be allowed to stay, expecting their applications for asylum to be agreed, were put on this island. And Abbott said, I want their applications denied, and I want them denied in 2 weeks flat. That message got out to the migrants that if you get to Australia, what they do is they stick you straight on this island and then they send you back. Australia's migrant crisis was solved in a couple of months.
It was a week, Kev.
A week. There you go.
Week.
I'm exaggerating.
Yeah.
We could do the same here.
No, but you're right about the processing obviously took time, but the boat stopped within 1 week of that policy being put in place.
So if you send a message that you're not going to be able to stay in the country if you get here illegally, your migrant crisis is solved at a stroke. Trump's done it, Abbott did it in Australia. Our lot, they keep saying, oh yeah, come in, we'll give you money, we'll give you dentists, we'll give you lawyers. It's just ridiculous. We're even giving them free driving lessons.
Yeah.
We got a thing called the Asylum Seeker Support Scheme, right? Seriously. And in 5 years, British taxpayers funded free gifts for these people who broke into our country illegally to the tune of £6.6 billion. We're talking about days out. We're talking about driving lessons.
Trampoline lessons.
Trampoline lessons.
Tennis lessons.
Tennis lessons. It's a joke. Let's have a look at a bad ad.
It's great service you get, renting your colour set from Granada.
Our latest slimline Finlandias feature sharp, natural Granada colour, hi-fi sound, touch channel change. Have a free home trial.
Great service, great sets, that's what you get from Granada. It's better TV, that's why millions agree. Rent Granada.
Great service, great sets, that's Granada.
When people like me and Ash were kids...
We weren't kids at the same time, by the way.
Yeah, you're a lot older than me, aren't you? Well, you certainly look it anyway. People didn't buy their TV sets, they rented them. Yeah. Do you remember those? So you saw those great big wooden things. Yeah, so we always had one. And so invariably, they'd have a coat hanger out of the top as an aerial, and your dad would spend the whole time the pictures were going bang, 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 trying to get the picture back. Messages. And we go through them, we get some questions, and we have a look at the complaints as well. But first, questions that you want to ask the excellent host of What Just Happened. That's me. Samara.
Robert Jenrick, who is a politician over here, has said that the burqa should be banned. What does the panel think?
The panel thing? I thought it was supposed to be questions to me.
Just I can't have thoughts about it.
No, you can't have thoughts.
I mustn't have thoughts about this.
All right.
Never mind what they think. No, seriously. It's this. Robert Jenrick is in our sort of official opposition party, the Tories. He's the Shadow Justice Secretary. And a lot more, increasing number of politicians, particularly in the opposition circles, want to ban the burqa. France has banned the burqa, Switzerland's banned the burqa, quite a few Muslim countries have banned the burqa. Robert Jenrick now has gone public saying he wants to ban the burqa. It's what does the panel think? I think Robert Jenrick is right. I know the uncomfortable side of this argument. It's not my position or any of our position to tell women what they wear, right? But I don't like what wearing the burqa represents. And I think that it represents treating women as second-class citizens, as if they are less important than men. You know, cover their faces so men can't see. It's all about that. And that's why I think we should ban it. And also there are security reasons as well. You know, basically these people are constantly dressed up as bank robbers, aren't they? I mean, you know, how do you identify someone who's looking through, you know, a serious burqa? You could just see her eyes. You know, how do you even know if it's a her? So, Samara, your thoughts?
Yeah, the burqa absolutely should be banned, and I agree with you. First of all, yes, it's a security risk. But second of all, the people that are practicing those extreme forms of Islam should probably go to a place where that's accepted, because I don't think it should be accepted in Britain, and I do think it's a misogynistic garment. Yeah, I would go so far as also to say just face coverings in general. I don't feel safe living in London anymore.
It's banned in Islamic countries.
That's what I just said.
Well, it is banned in all of it.
I was just reiterating.
Tunisia, for example.
But we shouldn't tell women what to wear, but nor should their husbands.
No, you weren't listening, were you?
No, I wasn't. But it's not for their husbands or, you know, fathers to tell them what to wear, which is really, because it's not voluntary, is it?
No, no, it's not. The women are made to do it. They say, oh, well, it's my choice. Not really. It's not really. No. You're doing what the men say. I don't like that. Next question, Samara.
Everybody is moaning about digital ID cards. What's so bad about them?
Yeah, we're about to, in this country, with a bit of luck, we might get away with it, but this socialist government of ours wants to keep tabs on us, control, wants to reduce us to a number issued by the state. With these digital ID cards, will have all your info on. You won't be able to use the NHS, our health service, go and see a doctor, social services. The police will want to see them if they pull you up. So we say it's not British. This will turn us into a Papers, Please dystopia.
Orwellian.
Papers, Please, dystopia. So that's what's bad about them. They are an assault on traditional individual liberty in this country.
It's a mark of the beast. And now we'll add things to it, and eventually you have to pay for things on it, and that we lose our freedoms with it, basically.
Yeah, exactly. No, to hell with digital ID cards. Massive petition. Millions and millions of people have signed it against them. So with a bit of luck, we'll win this one. But the government is intent on keeping tabs on us. As I say, to hell with them and to hell with digital ID cards. Let's go to a bad ad.
Being the hit of the party is fun, and it all starts with looking your best. At Gould Shoes, we'll help with our famous brands Red Cross, Cobbies, and Socialites. Here's the perfect way to start your social whirl with our TV shoe of the week, the Festive from Socialites. The perfect dress-up shoe for skirts and dresses, trimmed in gold and available in all these colors. It's just one of many from our fashion collection. As for the Festive, our TV shoe of the week, this week at Gould Shoes.
They're really good, aren't they? Lovely, yeah. High fashion, high fashion.
Beautiful one.
Yeah, well,
No, thanks.
I like the colour as well, sort of slime green.
I'd go for the bone.
Yeah, Samara's got her boots on, of course.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Oh my God! Ow!
Oh no, a goot.
She was about to show us her Gould
Yeah. Also,
shoes,
I don't know if you.
but we never
Get
quite
your
got
Goots
there,
out.
did we? We never got there. Let's go to some real adverts. What just happened?
He's mad as hell. It's Kevin O'Sullivan.
Welcome back to part 4 of What Just Happened. I'm Kevin O'Sullivan, he's Ash Gould, she's Samara Gill, and you are an amazing audience. We've just had some of your questions. Now it's time for the complaints department where we go through many more of your messages with your comments on us. Ladies first, what have you got, Ash?
This is from Sad Hood Hazy. He says, "Shut up, you horrible, nasty man. You bark so much, full of jealousy and hate. Disappear." It's very hurtful, bit hurtful, that is.
Who's that again? Who's that from?
That is from someone called Sad Hood Hesse. Yes,
Sado Hesse.
Sado Hesse.
Yeah, thanks.
Don't
no.
like you.
The answer's no. Samara.
Kathy says, "OMG, we hate Meghan's voice, but we choose to listen so we can pick on Meghan. There is something seriously wrong with you."
No.
Okay.
Yeah, well, tell us something we didn't know.
Yeah,
exactly.
genuinely.
There's lots wrong with all of us, you know. We don't do this show for nothing.
We
We've
thrive
been
on it.
specially chosen for our deficiencies. That's what we're doing.
Hate's one of your favourite emotions.
Yeah. This is true. Hate crime. I think it's a crime not to hate. Go on, Ash. What have you got?
Right, this is from Monica Pickart. She says, this is unusual, loving Samara's loud voice, as she has something to say, not like the word woke salad of Markle's gobbledygook.
Yes, exactly,
wow.
exactly.
Yeah, nice
Samara does have a loud voice.
Someone likes your voice, Samara.
I know, that's a real
She's
rare
got
comment.
a lot to say as well. A lot to say.
yeah.
Some might say way too much. But there you go. Next.
The lights are on and no one's home. God's daughter says, "Leave the woman alone." And Matt Marshall says, "Whether you like Trump or not, he was spot on a few years ago about wishing Harry a lot of luck with Meghan because he was definitely going to need it."
Yeah, that's for damn sure. We're not going to leave Meghan alone. She won't leave us alone, will she? You know, always on Instagram, you know, Paris, New York, Washington. Just go
Stabbing
away.
lobsters.
You know, she's in our face, so we might as well be in her face.
man.
She's trying to make money out of her royal title.
Yeah.
We have a right to critique that, I think. Right. And whether or not we've got a right to do it, we're going to do it anyway. So, tough luck. Next up, Ash.
This is from Maria Luisa Campos. She says, "I'm another Karen, but I think Kevin's wife must be more interesting than Kevin himself." Well, that's true.
A lot of people might say
a lot of
that.
people say
A lot
that.
of people might say
Yeah,
that. So we went to this do last night. A little
Oh, yeah.
Piers Morgan, his book launch.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Who's that?
So my wife Henrietta and I have known Piers for many a long year, and I was chatting to the people there, and I lost track of her. Where's my what? Where's my? So there she is in the middle of this room. Right? I said, "Oh my God, is that her?" She's like locked in this animated 20-minute conversation with our former Prime Minister Rishi Sunak. So you're right, my wife is a lot more interesting than I will ever be, but everybody always knew that.
Was she having a go at him? I hope she was.
No, they were. She said he was. I mean, I had a quick chat with him.
Yeah.
Thing about Rishi Sunak, he was a lousy Prime Minister.
I loved him.
But he's a very nice man. There's no doubt about it. Lovely, charming guy. Really interesting. And to be fair, as a Prime Minister, he did inherit a lot of problems. But, you know, he didn't really have much strength. But there you go. Next question.
Janet says, hello, handsome, gorgeous King Kevin. O'Sullivan, you make me laugh. Ha, 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 ha. Lots of love hearts. There you go. Maybe if your wife leaves you for Rishi, then Janet's waiting.
Janet is waiting.
Nice
I got in
one.
trouble last week because somebody said, you know, was I single?
Oh, God.
She wasn't watching.
I said, well, we could arrange a meeting. When I get home, when we play this on a Friday night, I usually get home because we leave the office at 9 o'clock and then they play What Just Happened. I usually get home just as it's ending. So I literally got home last week, just as I was going, yeah, well, maybe we could arrange a meeting. My wife goes, oh, yeah, it's you, is it? You know, so I was in big trouble. It really ruined Friday night. Ash.
This is from Gill Coop. Kevin, I just love this show. Your monologues are hilarious and they show your great talent as a wordsmith. Thanks for loving on our Donald. I too believe he was sent by God. When I saw his head almost blown clean off, I knew our election was a divine intervention. Every day since that election, I thank God our country was headed down a dark path and now maybe both our countries will be saved. Thanks again for your show. It's the highlight of my week.
And who is that again?
That is from... you never listened, do you?
I know.
Never
I'm
listen.
really bad. I keep telling myself...
Listen! Gilly Coop.
Gilly Coop, that's right. Gilly, well,
Gilly
thank
Cooper.
you.
Thanks.
Gilly
She's
Cooper.
dead. Okay.
No, Gilly Coop, thank you, Gilly. And I'm glad you brought up that assassination attempt.
Yes.
You remember it. And do you remember, so it hit his ear, didn't it? It was
Yeah,
blood
top of his ear.
And then those tiny little security women all got around him.
Little goblins.
And he went like that.
Yeah.
Fight.
Yeah.
And do you remember that picture?
Yeah.
And I remember tweeting that
amazing.
picture right away and saying, this is the picture that will win Donald Trump the election. And then those idiot Democrats afterwards, they unleashed the horror that was Kamala Harris. And they actually thought she was going to beat him. They actually thought, oh, look, she's getting a lot of good press. Getting a lot of good press from the Democrat media. You knew that moment, that's when he won the election.
He's got the picture up in the White House now, massive one.
It's an astonishing
amazing.
picture. It's an iconic picture. It is one of the great
historical
pictures of all time. And it is the pictures, not just why he won the election, but it was the moment and the picture that began his inexorable route.
They knew they were
victory.
finished when that happened. They even tried to say he had a fake ear.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Right. Fake ear, yeah.
Fake ear.
Time now for our final bad ad.
There's some things in Phoenix you won't find anywhere else. Like this, the world's most complete bath shop, right here at Ence White Lumber and Supply Company. We call it the Water Closet, where you'll find everything to make your bathroom more beautiful. From towels, to shower curtains, to bathtubs. And toilet seats, the largest selection anywhere. The Water Closet at Ence White Lumber and Supply Company, 909 East Camelback.
Got to get over to Phoenix, have a look at that joint. I mean, I wonder if it does have the largest collection of lavatory seats in the entire world. Won't find any more in it. I challenge that.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got a big collection at home.
Yeah.
I actually, it's my hobby. I collect
It's a lovely hobby.
Right. What the hell's that all about? What am I talking about? That's it for another edition of What Just Happened. We'll be back, same time, same place, right here. Next week, you better be there.